Good morning to everybody and welcome to the today presentation of the new open type cooling tower series SQA. What we are talking about in today's webinar. We start with a brief presentation of who we are. Then we'll talk about the range of the SQA series. Then we'll talk about the application for this open type tower series. Then we'll talk more in details of the different section of the SQA cooling tower. At the end of the presentation, we'll be pleased to answer to your questions about this new series of open type cooling tower specifically designed for application with water, even partially polluted by suspended solids. Then we'll also specify what we intend for that. Who we are. We should talk for hours about it. Let's start saying that Decsa has been founded in 1975. We are an Italian family company with a turnover of around 10.5 million euro, and we employ 37 people. Our portfolio of products include open type and closed type cooling towers and evaporative condenser for industrial refrigeration. We can continue, as I said, for hours, but it's better if we move forward with the SQA presentation. In any case, we remain at your complete disposal to let you know more about our 45 years of history, and we will be very pleased to receive your visit that will allow us to show you how much professionalism, passion, attention to the details, and love we apply to our daily tasks. Here we are, the SQA Industrial Cooling Tower, specifically designed for industrial application with water even partially polluted by suspended solids. SQA is made in a range from 1 to 6.5 megawatt. This heat rejection is based on a water inlet outlet of 40-30 degrees centigrade and a wet bulb temperature of 24 degrees centigrade. As a standard, the fill pack of the SQA is a Wave 19 and it's designed to have as alternative the 3D fill pack or the splash fill pack. Let's identify the industrial application where the SQA can provide its best performances. We are talking about the main industry as, for example, the food industry, the canning industry, the iron and steel industry, or the paper industry, power generation, chemical, pharma, automotive, cogeneration, more. Anyway, everywhere where a cooling tower is required, and when we have a water that has suspended solids over 100 milligram per liters. The SQA series has been designed in a single and double cell configuration. Anyway, clusters with higher number of cells can be evaluated by our back office or technical department. The single cell dimensions are 2100 by 2100, that is suitable for transport by standard 20 or 40-inch containers. 2400 by 2400, suitable for transport by standard trucks. 3000 by 3000, suitable for special transport, and 3600 by 3600, suitable for special transport with escort. In the double cell version, we have a common sump, so the length is double of the single cell, but the width of the unit remains the same of the single cell. In this slide, we can appreciate the flexibility of the SQA series. There are 7 possible configurations. We are talking about a frame made in hot dip galvanized steel with the containment panel in hot dip galvanized steel, or as alternative, we may have the hot dip galvanized steel frame with the Decsa Coating Plus. Decsa Coating Plus is a powder coating protection, a further protection on the Z725 galvanized steel panels. Then we may have the painted hot dip galvanized steel frame with the FRP panels. And then we have the version in stainless steel. We have the frame that can be made in stainless steel 304 or 316 and combined with FRP panels or panels in stainless steel 304 or 316. All this kind of configuration depends on the kind of application that we are supplying. A very important part of the SQA design is the spraying system and the number of fill pack layers that we have on the SQA cooling tower. The spraying system is made with Shepherd nozzles that are specifically designed for water with suspended solids. SHP nozzles have a higher water flow if compared with a standard nozzles. So, thanks to this specific characteristic, there is a less number of nozzles and a shorter maintenance time has to be considered, allowing a cost reduction of it. As a standard, the SQA series has 4 or 5 layers of fill pack, Wave 19 or 3D or Splash. Being a wide type of fill pack, we have been able to have more layers of it, so we have been able to optimize the LG ratio. The fan section. The fan section is an innovative part as well. Our designers have chosen to make it with the chimney shape, obtaining an airflow optimization and a pressure drop reduction. The chimney shape design also avoids, when present, the standing of the snow on top of the cooling tower, reducing the static load on the supporting structure. The fan section is supplied with an inspection hatch for the ordinary maintenance operation. What is interesting of the fan section is also the setup of it. Based on the dimension of each cell, we have different types of transmissions available. Let's start with the smaller cell, the 2100 by 2100 millimeter cell. In this case, we can only have the motor directly coupled to a 1250 millimeter fan. On the 2400 by 2400 and the 3000 by 3000 cells, as a standard, we have the direct coupled motor as well. But in this case, we have 2 more options. In fact, the unit can be made with the motor coupled to the fan by a V-belt transmission or by a gearbox. On the bigger cell, the 3600 by 3600, we have, as a standard, the V-belt transmission and, in alternative, the gearbox transmission. In this label, you can see that when we change to direct coupled to V-belt or gearbox transmission, we also increase the dimensions of the fan. This is a must because we also change the motor from 8 poles of the direct coupled version to the 4 poles of the V-belt or gearbox transmission. Heat exchanger section. This is maybe the core of this cooling tower because it's very interesting how our designer did it. I mean, the panel are fixed on the cooling tower frame without any fastening element. This is very important in terms of maintenance point of view because it's very easy to remove these panels. Anyway, to remove these panels, you have only to lift up them and pull back because as you can see in the picture, the panels are supplied with handles. So it's very easy to open it and to have access to the fill pack for the maintenance and cleaning of it. The panels are fully removable on the 4 sides of the units, so very easy to do maintenance on this unit. As we said before, as a standard, we have the SQA made with 4 or 5 layers of Wave 19 fill pack, but can be made also with the 3D or splash. And also in this case, we have 4 or 5 layers of fill pack. Thanks to the fact the SQA is a square unit, we can positioning the water inlet of the section in one of the 4 sides without any complication. Water basin or sump is the last but not least section of the SQA cooling tower. Also, the SQA series has been designed following the anti-legionella guidelines, so we have the sloped anti-legionella bottom. The water basin section is complete with a stainless steel anti-vortex filter on the water outlet, a mechanical float valve for the makeup water, and the bleed off and overflow connections. The air intake grills are made in reinforced PVC. With this slide, we would like to summarize the peculiarities of the SQA series. First of all, the fact that we have a frame with containment panels versus the self-supporting panels of our other products. Then the spraying system with the SHP nozzles with a minimum maintenance needs, the chimney design of the fan section to optimize the power consumption, and last but not least, the Decsa bolt, a DIN 6003 bolt with round head and lowered square underhead for the use with the thin panel sheets. The rounded design avoids standing on the water on the bolts, and the lowered square underhead avoid to use self-screw bolt. And in this way, we don't remove any protection on the panel units, on the panels of the units, sorry. So let's check together the benefit to use a SQA open type cooling tower. First of all, the best ratio between heat output and overall dimension. The high energy savings that we can obtain thanks to chimney shape of the fan section, the minimal overall dimension based on the 4 or 5 layers of fill pack, and the maintenance cost and times reduced thanks to the SHP nozzles and the innovative system of how to remove the panels. At this point, we want to thank you for your time and your participation at this presentation. We are at your complete disposal for any further information you may need, and you can reach myself or to the contact details on this slide, or you can contact us at info@dexa.eu for more information. Myself, Mr. Signini, or Arianna Badulli, or Elisa Franzosi will be at your disposal for more information. So now let's check if there is any question. So the first question is what we mean for water even polluted by suspended solids. We intend water with a quantity of suspended solids over 100 milligrams per liter of suspended solid. The second question is the material of the Wave 19 fill pack. As a standard, we have the PVC, and as optional, if we have water inlet over 55 degrees centigrade, we can have the polypropylene fill. The 3D pack, just for your information, is made in polypropylene as well as the splash fill pack. Do you provide a maintenance manual for these units? Yes, the manual is available in Italian and English language. Well, what is a difference between the cost shipping standard unit 3-meter units? So it depends by the distance, obviously. The cost could be much higher when we have a transport with the escort, and anyway, also when we use a special transport with the unit 3-meter width is almost the double of the standard cost. But anyway, we are at your disposal for the quotation time by time. Yes, sorry, does it available on the software to select? Yes. Now the SQA series is available on the Decsa. Of course, we are updating continuously the series because, as you can see, there are 7 different options on this series. So we are uploading the data of the price of the different version, but the technical data are available and you can select the unit. We are sorry, but we don't know the price of the truck at the moment, so it depends which unit is dedicated. If you have a specific request, you can send an email to myself, and we reply to you with the cost of the transport. Is Decsa up and running? Yes, now is up and running properly. Is a water pressure not the same, for example, TMEIU? Yes, the water pressure needs on the header on the nozzle is the same from 0.3 to 0.8 bar. So it looks like there are no other questions. Anyway, we remain at your disposal in the next days for any further question. Okay. Sorry, there is the last one, the last but not least question. Could you please explain SHP nozzles advantages one more time? Yes, of course I can. Thank you for this question. The advantages of these nozzles are the fact that having a larger section for the passage of the water, there is no risk or less risk that they can be blocked. So this means less risk of block of the unit. Then, having a higher water flow on each one, we can use a less number of nozzles to cover the footprint of the fill pack. Those are the main advantages of these SHP nozzles. Okay, so thank you so much for your time and your attention. It has been a pleasure to virtually talk with all of you, and let's keep in touch in the next days. Have a great day. Thanks and bye-bye.